Okay, guys, so with the Ed patch came some balance changes as well for the game. Not a huge balance patch, but they did kind of address a couple of issues. Most notably, the stronger characters in the game got kind of toned down. But we're going to get to that in a moment because we're going to go over everything. But this is the general changes they've made. And I like that they actually have given us information as to why they've made the changes that they did. So with this update, we've added some balance adjustments to a few characters. These were made with the following objectives in mind. Number 1, improve characters that could not fully express their individual potential. 2, improve techniques that were difficult to use. 3, weaken elements that controlled a opponent's actions too severely. Okay. So point number 1. Most of these adjustments focused on Jamie and Ryu. And it's interesting that they're doing this because it's only a minor patch. There's still going to be a big balance patch in a few months' time, I believe. Or at least, you know, around when Akuma drops. So it says, Jamie is a character whose potential improves the higher his drink level gets, but there was a lot of work required to unlock that potential, and it was difficult for him to show what he was capable of. I kind of disagree with that, because it wasn't really that difficult for Jamie to get drinks. If the Jamie player wanted to get drinks, it wasn't that hard, honestly. So I'm kind of scared they're going to overtune Jamie. For this update, we look to alleviate this issue by increasing the number of ways he can increase his drink level. While Ryu looks like a character that has been carefully balanced when viewed in vacuum, he has few elements to his game plan that stick out, and in the standard character category, his individuality is a bit thin. To address this point, we've made adjustments so that it's easier to make use of his Hadoken and increase the number of ways players can incorporate his Hashigeki into their game plan. Okay. So we're going to get to the Ryu and Jamie buffs in a moment. Number 2, improve techniques that were clearly difficult to use. We've improved techniques that were difficult to connect with in combos or were unreliable as anti-air techniques. That's good. So stuff like Zangief's Super Art 1, that was very inconsistent. I'm glad that they're addressing that, because there's no reason shit should be missing for no reason, you know. Number 3, weaken elements that controlled an opponent's action too severely. We primarily looked at techniques that were very strong as defensive measures for characters. We felt that in the neutral and while on defense, there were some techniques that were low risk but yielded a high return. Therefore, we've weakened those techniques that controlled an opponent's action too severely. I think they're talking about JP Amnesia here. I think that's the main thing they're talking about, because I know that got changed. Regarding Ken's throw, while this is an offensive attack, he winds up in an idle situation no matter where he is, which creates too much pressure, particularly for characters that don't have any invincible attacks. In order to alleviate this situation, when his throw lands in the corner of the screen, we've made it so that he is in a slightly worse situation after the throw. So it's not like he's going to be, you know, impossible to make come some kind of pressure. It just wasn't as overwhelming as it was before. And if they do this to Ken, I hope that they look at other characters in return and fix this as well. You know, like Dee Jay, for example. Even like Jury's throw loop in the corner can feel a bit overwhelming sometimes. We feel that the adjustments made during this update cover more area than previous battle adjustments. While we looked to even out the balance of the game without changing anything dramatically. This means there are some characters that have absolutely no changes and some characters that were only weakened, but we are looking at performing an overall balance adjustment in the future that will also affect characters not touched with this update. We appreciate your patience as we work towards that. Okay, so yeah, they're talking about the next balance update, probably that will come with Akuma or Season 2 of the game, which is, you know, undoubtedly going to be after Akuma. So, all fighters. Some modern control stuff. Fix an issue where if a player using modern controls would perform a special move using the special button, scaling would not be applied to that special move if its activation overlapped with screen darkening from an opponent's drive rush. Okay, so I guess there was like some kind of a bug with modern controls and the drive rush, you know, like I know a lot of people had problems with moves being eaten, you know, from the screen freeze after drive rush. So that's probably something to do with this. Maybe there was still a bug with modern controls regarding that. And modern and dynamic controls. Add an option to allow for normal throws to be mapped to its own button under control settings. Please note they will be automatically assigned to the LT button. Okay, so they just added like a one button throw as well. Armor. Fix an issue when an attack with super armor properties like a drive impact, etc. is in the middle of a hit stop due to absorbing an attack. An attack with armor break properties would not cause an armor break in that situation. Ah, okay. So I didn't even realize that this bug existed, but I guess there was a bug with armor where it like wouldn't work correctly if you use an armor break move. Drive rush. Fix an issue where if both players perform a drive rush at the same time, one player's movement will be 1 frame slower. Yeah, stuff like this is hard because of the screen freezes that it adds during drive rush. It's very hard. Like, it's taken them a while to really get to grips with all the problems that can cause. So that's good. But they're kind of addressing that as well. Perfect parry. Fix an issue where under specific conditions a perfect parry would occur even though the drive parry absorbed the attack after the 3rd frame of its startup. Okay, so I guess, again, there was some kind of a bug where you could perfect parry when you weren't supposed to be able to. So again, you know, becoming aware of the game's bugs and issues and stuff, so good stuff. Input buffering. Fixed an issue with the input buffer as the input buffer time for a reversal after blocking an attack should change depending on the block's recovery. But for drive reversals and some other attacks, it was not properly set. Okay. I have noticed that, actually. Like, sometimes if you block a drive reversal, it's kind of hard to, like, get a punish out sometimes. So, yeah, again, that's nice to know. All right, moving on to characters. First of all, we have Luke. This is the big one. Crouching medium punch. This button is ridiculous. 3 frames of recovery added when the attack misses. So when you throw this out now, there is going to be a little bit of recovery. You have to think a bit more, you know? The size of the feet hurt boxes between frames 2 to 24 have been expanded. Okay, again, easier to whiff punish. The size of the arm hurt box from frame 19 onwards has been expanded. They just made this way easier to whiff punish. In general, if you're really looking for this button now in neutral and you're in the right range, you can 100% whiff punish this if you're looking for it now. Before, it was actually a risk because you might get hit, because you might try and whiff punish it, and then he throws out another one, and then you just get smoked. So, stuff like this is always welcome. I think Street Fighter should be like this. Every button should have some kind of a risk reward to it. Aerial flash knuckle. The landing recovery for when this move is performed at the peak of a jump and misses has been extended by 7 frames. Wow, that's a lot. Change the trajectory for when this move is performed at the peak of a jump and misses. The size of the feet hurt boxes have been expanded from frame 16 till the end of the move. And no changes have been made to the charged version. Okay, so when you just do the jump flash knuckle and don't charge it, you are just stuck in the mud, basically. That's an easy punish. Vulcan Blast, Super Art 1. The size of the body hurt box between frames 1 to 5 has been expanded. Okay, this would probably mean that you can't use this as consistently against supers. Because I know that his Super Art 1 was like, I think it was like one of the only supers where you can actually beat projectiles with it. Because in this game, level 1 supers are not supposed to have projectile invincibility. I don't think there's a character in the game that has a Super Art 1 that beats projectiles. But Luke's one, you could use it on reaction. So let's take a look. So let's take a look at some of the examples here that I found. So you can see, like, right here. There you go. You can see that. Like, that's going to be nice to be able to actually stop that. So I think they made it specifically to be punished by lows. Like, far-reaching lows are going to blow this up now if you're really looking for it. So that's good. So shout-outs to Mature for that. David Escobar here has the aerial knuckle, the recovery on that. So let's take a look. Wow, you see how long he was crouching for there? We can actually test that as well. So let's have a quick little look at that. At the aerial flash knuckle. Wow, you saw how long that was? I'm holding up, guys. I'm holding up, okay? That's crazy recovery. I know a lot of Luke's... They were used... I mean, to be fair, you don't really use that. They use this one more. You know? But, like, still... Like... That's a ton of recovery. So, yeah, you're likely to get punished now. And then here's the the recovery on this. This was a total of 20 frames beforehand. And now it's 24 because they added on the extra recovery. So you can see that's me pressing it. It was way faster than this before. Yeah, you can really see it, right? Oh, it's 21? Okay, well, whatever. Like, you know, that's still the extra frames. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And I think the additional frames added onto crouch medium punch actually changed some safe jumps. For example, here's a modern player showing us a basic safe jump with Luke. Like there, you whiff that. Now you get punished because of the extra frames. So now, for that same safe jump, you need to whiff light punch, and you can still get the safe jump. So it did change some of his stuff, but you just have to mix it up a bit now. That's all. So that's Luke, guys. And the super art one, stopping projectiles, is, you know, fairly standard fare. I can try and pull it off here. Let me try. How do I... Okay. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Hold on. Oh, wait, not super. Okay, let's try that. This, okay, start replay. Try that again. Yeah, there you go. That would have worked before, I think. Yeah. Wow, okay. So it's easier to stop his level 1 super. Yeah, because he would punish that before, right? So that's pretty big. Okay. Good stuff. All right, let's take a look at Jamie. Okay, backshaver forward throw. This forward throw has had a follow-up attack added that raises your drink level. So you can get a drink off a throw now. Continues to hold down the throw input after the throw connects to perform the follow-up. Break in Super Art 1. The damage of the normal version has been changed to from 2100 to 2200. The damage of the follow-up version has been changed from 1750 to 1850. Okay, so regardless of whether you go for the drink version or not, his Super Art 1 does more damage. The damage now matches the drink level 2 version of the move. Pushback on hit is no longer applied when this move lands on an opponent in the corner. Okay, so when you land this in the corner, you can get immediate Oki, I think. We'll now down an opponent for 7 frames longer than before. Okay. The Devil's Song, Super Art 2. If the drink level has been raised prior to activation of this move, the drink level will now return to that value when the effect of this move ends. So basically, if you're level 2, and then you use his Super Art 2, put you on level 4, afterwards now, you don't go back down to 1, you go back down to 2. Overdrive Tension. Oh, this is the EX command grab. Fixed an issue where the collision push box on a knockdown opponent would disappear if there was no follow-up attack after the attack connects. Fixed an issue where the opponent's knockdown time was shorter than normal version when Overdrive Tension is used in a combo, but no follow-up attack is performed. This is to fix the loops, I believe. Probably to fix that bug. Because I don't think they fixed it before, right? It's probably to fix his the glitch, you know, the burnout glitch. But let's take a look here. So what do we have here? So this is his super art 1 in the corner. Yeah, before it would push you back further, but now it leaves Jamie right on top of his opponent. And let you get that, boom. Do whatever you want. That's kind of huge. You get meaties now, as you can see. So that's the drink version, and you're still plus. Wow. Okay, there you go. His super art 1 is super useful now. Way more useful than it was. So what do we have here? Oh, look, this is a sequence into the corner, maybe? Okay, level 2. And now you can drink as well. Get back some gauge. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow, okay. Just showing what's possible here with the new buffs. Yeah, still plus after the drink version. That is nice. So it looks like that's going to be a lot more common now, going into his super in the corner. Because before, I guess there wasn't really a point to it, right? You can go into grab, for example. Oh, wow. Jamie players are rejoicing right now with this. Jamie's drink after throw being +7 gives him a trade with drive, rush, crouch, medium punch when he goes into level 4 drink. You really can't take the throw on a drink throw. Yeah, you really can't take the throw against Jamie anymore, really. You kind of have to be offensive and take more risks. Let's see that sequence again. So he got the throw, and then he gets a guaranteed trade off of the throw. If they press buttons on wake up. Wow, there you go, man. So Luke did wake up jab. That's nuts. Very nice buffs for Jamie. Nothing too crazy either. Like, I feel like these are actually somewhat fair changes as well. Like, the super art 1 is a nice buff. The throw into drink is a nice buff as well. The level 2 should have been like that to begin with, to be honest, and so should the grab. And you know he's probably going to get buffed more when they update the game again. Wow, Ryu got a lot. Holy shit. Alright, well, here we go. Okay, Ryu. Overdrive Shoryuken. Change the first hit's effect from a knockback to a blowback. Okay, we'll look at that in a minute. Solar Plexus Strike. The proximity block detection hitbox has been expanded to the edge of the attack's hitbox between frames 2 and 18. Note, if an opponent is input in a direction away from you while in the proximity block detection hitbox area, they will block rather than move away from you. That's to stop people walking out of Solar Plexus, because it's such a slow starter move. But I didn't think that the proximity guard existed in SF6. Or maybe it does, it's just very minor. And you don't really notice it. Well, there you go. They wanted it to be apparent on his solar plexus because that's a long-ass time. I guess that it was a bit too easy to, to like, walk back and punish, thinking about it. Light Hashigeki. Recovery on block has been adjusted from -4 to -3. Okay, so it's safe. The knockback on block has been decreased. The knockback on block while in burnout has been increased The distance covered between the end of the active frames and the end of recovery has been decreased. Okay. So they improved this. Bro, they improved all of his stuff. Medium Hashigeki. The attack hitbox has been expanded forward. The projectile clash hitbox has been expanded forward. Heavy. The attack hitbox has been expanded forward. So basically just hitbox buffs. Knockback on block has been decreased. So he can keep his pressure. Distance covered between the yeah, same. Same as the live version. Okay. Overdrive Hashigeki. The attack hitbox has been expanded forward. Projectile. So they basically just improved the hitboxes on all of his donkey kicks. Oh no, sorry. The palm. This is not the donkey kick. Well, that's crazy. All of them got improved. Every single one. Denjin Charge Hashigeki. The attack hitbox has been expanded forward. The projectile clash hitbox expanded forward. Knockback on block has been decreased. Damage of the overdrive version has been changed from 600 to 1000 damage. That is a big increase in damage. That's almost double. They're really trying to get people to use this shit. Maybe they saw people weren't really using it. The distance covered between the end of the active frames and the end of recovery has been decreased. So they just buffed the hell out of his palm. Hadoken. The size of the hurtbox around the arms has been reduced. So it's safer to throw fireballs. And in Shinku Hadoken, the size of the hurtbox around the arms have been reduced. So they gave Ryu some really nice quality of life changes. Let's take a look here. Let's see what people have found. Alright, let's see. This looks like a new Ryu combo with the Hashigeki. Big increase in damage. Wow. Wow, bro. Over 7k damage. Oh, there's more here. Let's take a look. The Tatsu. Bush. Holy shit. That is some hefty damage, boy. Look at that, man. 7.1k damage. That's putting Luke to shame, bro. It's a lot of resources from Ryu, but that Hashigeki buff is looking kind of juicy. Oh, this is showing some of the improvements with the Hashigeki. So there's a frame kill into that. Okay. So you do light Tatsu with light. OD Hashigeki. Very nice. And that's without charge at the start, right? Yeah, he didn't have charge. Very nice. And he gets back heavy punch. The character who deletes you, the more you... Yeah, I know, right? Looks very, very scary. Ryu can now loop his EX Hashigeki more times in the corner, giving him a better chip sequence. Hey, yo, look at the chip damage. What? Look at the damage, bro. All because you blocked. You better not get hit. Okay, well, there you go. Ryu got some nice quality of life improvements. Okay, here we go. Mature. That's a... oh, wait, he showed us that earlier. That was the Luke thing. Oh, he had this before, no? It's just more damage now. Okay, I don't think that's relevant. All right, this is just showing that it's actually like a better. I guess it's way better for this kind of situation. Damn. Okay, Ryu. Oh, this is the solar plexus buff. I want to see this. Let's see. Yeah, as I thought, you can't like walk backwards. They did this to they gave this to him in SF4 and 5, I believe, as well. Like you can see this Ryu here on the left is walking back the whole time, but proximity guard will hold him in place if Ryu does solar plexus. So look, he immediately stops walking the second you activate solar plexus on the second frame now. You have to sit still. Ryu got some real nice changes there. Ken Masters. Okay, Ken, standing light punch. The size of the arm hurt box between frames 2 and 6 has been expanded. The size of the arm hurt box between 7 and 8 has been decreased. So basically all the players that... I think I saw some of these changes on a couple of characters. These jabs now actually have a bit more risk just for a little bit, you know? So thrown out there does warrant some kind of a risk. Knee strikes forward throw. This is the big one for Ken. Has been adjusted so that if this throw connects on an opponent in the corner, some distance will be placed between the player after the throw finishes. This is just basically to deter throw loops. And I think the best Ken can be now is +1, I think. Or something like that. I know he can still use it though. I've seen footage of it still in place, but it's a lot harder. It's not auto-timed anymore, right? Overdrive aerial Tatsumaki Senpukyak. The landing recovery for when this attack misses has been extended by 7 frames. The collision push box has been adjusted to make it more difficult for opponents to jump over this move. I mean, sure. They added more recovery on jump EX Tatsu. That's kind of whatever. You rarely see that, honestly, from Ken. But I guess it's similar to the Luke Flash Knuckle change, right? So let's see. Oh, here we go, look. Forward throw. Okay, so maybe that's better now for Ken to do Fireball, because it pushes him further back. I guess to auto-time EX Fireball. I mean, that's a nice way for Ken to stay plus, without having to worry about the walk-up throw loop. Yeah, there you go. He like doesn't go anywhere. Wow. He just like stays in place on the jump EX Tatsu. Because I'm pretty sure that would have crossed up before, right? Yeah, they made it so you can't use that to escape. They always change that in Street Fighter, man. I don't know why they don't just have it like that to begin with. Oh, okay, so this is showing his throw now. I guess he has to spend resource now to keep himself plus. And in the corner, yeah, he can still do it. I guess the Luke's doing wake up jab, yeah. So you can still throw loop. Okay, OD Fireball is good for a meaty. Okay. Bro, this is looking like it's actually better for Ken because of the range it gives. Woo. Normal Fireball. Okay. So I think after dash, he's like still... Yeah, blows up level 1s, exactly, because it's a projectile. Well, there you go, Ken. Yo, what's good, Cola? Hey, good shit at the weekend, man. Well, there you go, man. I think Ken, he got a little bit of a hit there. Nothing crazy. It's not going to stop him being, like, you know, good. But a little slight slap on the wrist for the standing light punch and the throw as well. But honestly, it looks like he has more options now after throw, so it might actually be completely whatever, you know. Yeah, he's still going to be great. Zangief. Okay, OD double lariat. Adjusted so that the second attack hits opponent not in the air 1 frame earlier. So grounded opponent. Adjusted so that the second attack knocks down the opponent for an additional 1 frame if it hits while they are not in the air. Why doesn't it say hit while grounded? They made this so confusing. Adjusted the hit reaction to the first attack when it hits an opponent not in the air, so that it's possible for Super Art 3 to connect after. Oh, this is the crumple effect. Adjusted so that the first attack's blowback distance is reduced when hitting a mid-air opponent. The distance traveled initially when the move is performed has been increased. Okay. So you can, like, guide it a bit easier, I think, as well. Yeah, I know. Really, it should have been normal lariat is, like, a good anti-air, you know? Aerial Russian Slam Super Art 1. The hitbox has been expanded downward. Good, because this shit was super inconsistent as well. Even in combos. Cyclone Lariat Super Art 2. Extended the collision push box upwards while the screen is dark. Okay. Please note that due to the change to overdrive double lariats blowback effect, this should mitigate situations where it's difficult to perform combos. Okay. All right. I mean, giving him a way to combo into level 3 is kind of irrelevant. That doesn't help the character. This is good, but this shouldn't have even needed a buff. This should have just worked as standard. And then this is kind of like whatever as well. But this is... I hope that they don't think they're really helping Zangief with this. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Brutus, who is like a long-time Zangief expert, says, this is the biggest change I've noticed to Zangief's SA1. This was always a combo, but used to be very inconsistent with strict timing, and if you missed, you lost. Now I can't get it to drop. Very nice quality of life change. Okay, so let's see. So cross up splash, Super Art 1. There you go. And you have the corner now. That's huge for Zangief. Having that work without having to fucking do a science project. That's nice. New maximum damage, 7749 dropkick. Okay, so this is a dropkick glitch combo using that weird thing. Look, bro, I love how for Zangief to do like his max damage optimal combos, you have to like make sure that the planets are aligned. You have to check for wind resistance. You have to make sure it's a Wednesday and at exactly 7:04 p.m. Like, what the fuck? Like, look at this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4 dashes, back jump. Back jump, what was that, heavy punch? This is crazy, look at the damage. Fuck me, look at the damage. That's mad. 2, 3, 4. Headbutt, crouch medium, drive rush, burn, full combo. That's crazy. I mean, this is cool. But what they should have done, if they're going to buff EX Lariat, you should be able to choose whether you want the crumple or not, I think. But, I don't know, it just feels like a weird change for them to just add. Oh god, what are we about to see? Capcom, you've done it again. Great patch. What's this? Is it just the combo into the super? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Alright, that's just the combo. That's no worries. Yeah, so Zangief, I feel like... These combos are whatever, but like what I want to see what the change was to his aerial lariat. Adjusted so that the first attack's blowback distance is reduced when hitting a mid-air opponent. Let me just see what that is. Better Oki, yeah, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. And it also said you can guide it a bit easier. So, yeah, it does feel like it's a little bit easier to steer. But I can't really say for sure because I'm not a Zangief player. So. Oh, yeah, so he's closer now. Okay. Okay, so he's a little bit closer now on that, which is nice, I guess, for Zangief. All right. Again, this is the big one, but you know, it's nice for him to have this, but it doesn't really help him in a big way. So I hope that Capcom really do address a lot of stuff with the weaker characters in the next patch. I hope they don't just like kind of gloss over it, you know, and give him pointless buffs that don't really do much. So there you go. That's Zangief. All right, Chun-Li. Standing light punch. The size of the hurt boxes around the arms and legs between frames 2 and 8 have been expanded. So she, you know, you can't just, well, you can mash it, but you might get whiff punish now. Aerial 100 lightning kicks now has an initial scaling value of 200. This is good because I'm not going to lie, getting like punishing throws by just holding up and pressing air lightning legs was a bit mad. Full combo every single time. So let's see here. Wait, what? Aerial 100, wait, what? I mean, I guess nobody really has any footage of it. I mean, we can try and do it ourselves. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We can try and do it. Let me change. Let me see here. Chun-Li. Where the fuck is she? And let's see who's good at whiff punishing stuff. Let's do Ed. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, wait. By trying to do this on hitbox is a madness. Yeah. So I guess it's just a little bit easier to whiff punish her for doing that. You know? I guess it's just more likely that you'll beat her and rather than her beating you, you know? So that's always nice. Okay. Oh, the leg as well. Ah, I see. So she could just do it. Okay. So they extended the hurt box on her. So there is a little bit more of a risk of throwing out jab with Chun, which is nice. That's a good change. Okay, other than that, nothing really to write home about. You know, this receiving more scaling is fine. And I guess that means they saw this as too good of a defensive maneuver. So they tweaked it slightly. It'll be interesting to see what she gets in the actual bigger balance patch, you know. All right, let's move on to Dee Jay. Funky Slicer. The knockback on block has been decreased. The size of the hurt box after the active frames has been expanded. So that was his sway. So they've nerfed his sway. They've made them less pushback. I think it's -3, isn't it, this one? Let's see. Okay, yeah, look. Even if you try and do it from far away, you're still kind of like in range where they're not going to be scared to take their turn back. You know, or him to just do something. Or press a button or do another sway or some shit, you know? Yeah, that should be like that, to be honest. Okay, that's... Oh, that's not to do with that. But yeah, I agree with that change. Don't worry, DJ players. Funky Slice is still good. Just got to space it max range on normals. Okay. Yeah, just like that. But I think if he's just doing it from cancels up close, it will always put him in range where he's minus and the opponent can like throw or, you know, do something about it. So yeah, okay. I mean, that is a fair change, to be honest. Dhalsim. Yoga Teleport. Fix an issue where certain inputs would cause Dhalsim's reappearance position to be different from normal. That sounds like a bug fix. Heavy Yoga Flame. Fix an issue where if the attack landed as a counter or punish counter, the second hit of attack would deal this. Okay, these are just bug fixes. This is not anything worth looking at. So Dhalsim just got a couple of little bug fixes. Blanka. Modern controls Lightning Beast, Super Art 2. Fix an issue where Blanka would perform Electric Thunder instead of vertical rolling attack when Super Art 2 is active or the opponent is charging down and cancels a normal attack with down, back, and special button. Okay, so this is just like modern controls bug. And Ground Shape Cannonball, level 3. Fix an issue where the attack's reach would extend forward more than usual when performed in specific situations. Interesting. So there was actually certain situations where his level 3 would be extended more than it should have been. Again, this is not really anything that's worth looking at. This is just like bug fixes again, like same as Dhalsim. Okay, Manon. And out. Adjusted so this move has greater inertia when performed out of a drive rush. Wait, which move is this? And Étoile. The first and second hit now have a blowback effect when hitting a mid-air opponent, and following attacks now connect easier on the opponent. Why are all her move names in French, by the way? After the second hit, if the third attack does not connect, the opponent's knockback period will be extended. With this change, even if the third attack doesn't connect, it will be more difficult for opponents to counterattack Manon. So her level 2 sometimes would just hit weird and not land correctly. So it was a bit like buggy. Manon Super Art 2, yeah. So for example, on moves like this, it would just hit weird and not fully combo, I think. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe you couldn't do it from like that far away. Maybe it kind of like held in place. I can't quite remember, but this is a common one for Manon. So, okay, looks like they gave it a bit more momentum when you use it from the drive rush. So that's nice for her, I guess. And the level 2 change is probably the big one there because it means that she can actually use it where it's supposed to be used and not get killed for it. All right, JP, and I know this guy got kind of smoked. So let's see. Striborg, modern controls. When JP's embrace cannot be performed because one of his projectiles is on screen, pressing back special button in modern controls would cause nothing to be performed. To offset this, JP's neutral and special button special moves Striborg can be performed instead. Yeah, this is his modern thing. Standing heavy punch. The size of the foot hurt box during the attack frames has been expanded. Good. The size of the hurt box for after the active frames has been expanded. Again, yes. So he thrown out his heavy punch. Not going to work. Crouching heavy punch. The invincibility to mid-air attacks that this move applied to the upper body has been removed. Why did it have that anyway? Why do you give a character that already has the best zoning in the game and some of the best defensive options and just overall just amazing character? Why does he have any upper body invincibility on his anti-airs at all? This should never have been there to begin with, so I'm glad that they removed this. Normal overdrive amnesia. Number one, adjusted the immediate hit scaling from 15% to 60%. That's a huge decrease in damage. Now has an initial scaling value of 50%. Performing Super Art 3 on a knockback opponent will now cause the projectile generated from catching an opponent's attack with this move to detonate quicker. So the bombs go off quicker. So they can't get as big of a punish. Maybe. Or it's going to be harder to combo. But people will still find combos. After successfully catching an opponent's attack with this move, JP's Super Art gauge will now not increase until either the generated projectile is gone or until current combo ends. So he can't combo you and build Super Bar until after it's gone. That's another huge nerf. The drive gauge increase for drive parrying or perfect parrying the overdrive version of this move has been changed to 2500 times 2. From 2500 times 2 to 5000 times 2. Wow. So if you parry that shit, the bombs, you get a huge reward in drive. Fixed an issue resulting in unintended behavior for the projectile when on the edge of the screen. Okay. So I guess the amnesia caused some issues in the corner. Fix an issue where the projectile would not disappear when this move clashed with an opponent's Super Art. Okay. Because I know some people do super after the amnesia is activated. And then they still get punished after the bomb goes off, you know? Okay. Normal overdrive departure now has an initial scaling value of 20%. The drive gauge increase for drive parrying or perfect parrying, the normal version of this move has been changed from 5000 to 7500. The drive gauge increase for drive parrying or perfect parrying, the overdrive version of this move has been changed from 2500 times 2 to 3500 times 2. So wow, they are. If you parry this man, he's having a bad time. Let's take a look. Okay, first combo is a bit tricky as you have to time the medium kick Torbalan manually. If you want an easier combo. Okay, so this is about his new combo routes. Actually, first of all, we need to see the scaling. Let's see here. Okay, this was before. This was before, right? This is pre-patch damage from OD Amnesia, right? Let's have a look. Okay, that's pre-patch. Look at that damage. So 5.3k, and now this is the new patch. Wow, look, it does no damage. He spent everything and he got that. 3.6k. That is huge, guys. That's huge. What a nerf. Love that. So this is I guess this is new combo routes for him because the bombs go off quicker. Look, it like drops and shit. Damn. This fella doesn't do much damage off that anymore. Oh, it traded? That shouldn't have traded. You have to do it earlier, that's all. Yeah. JP players, they need to do it a little bit earlier. That's all. It still seems good. You just have to, like, time it a bit better. Yeah, it doesn't seem so bad. It does trade a lot more, yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Fair changes. You know, we like those. So good stuff. But this, bro, the amnesia thing is massive. That really hurt him. Like, let's be honest, though. That was a bit overkill. And I like this because the simple fix could have been, oh, let's make OD amnesia throwable. But I guess they wanted to keep this move unique and have those properties, you know, that no one else has. So they kept it unique. They kept it, like, creative and interesting. They just changed the scaling on it, which is fair. I like that. Yeah, this is not the main balance patch. This is just a quick fix for now. So that's JP. Let's move on to Rashido. Okay, here we go. After wall jumps, fixed an issue where performing certain techniques after a wall jump would not put Rashid into a forced knockdown state even after getting hit with an attack. Okay. That was... Okay, so I guess there was a bug that allowed him to not get the float state after his wall jumps, which, of course, should not be the case. He got the standing light punch nerf. So this is the same as Ken's one, I think. They increased the size of the hurt box to around the arms on the startup and active frames. And then after the active frames, he's a little bit safer to balance it out. Overdrive spinning mixer. The third attack is now invincible to mid-air attacks until the end of its active frames. Okay, so it's a little bit more reliable as an anti-air. They should have given this to the heavy spinning mixer, honestly. Asara, level 2. Fix an issue where the whirlwind wouldn't display as intended when lingering in its final stage. So there was a bug where you could do his level 2 and it would be invisible. The last hit of it would be invisible. Like, you couldn't see it, but you could, like, walk into it and block it and shit. So it's kind of weird. And it looks like they fixed that. But let's see what people have found. If there is anything. Because, honestly, Rashid... Okay, his anti-air is just a bit more consistent now. It might have lost to, like, Luke Jump Heavy before. But it seems to be way more consistent now as an anti-air. And that's good, because this was a thing with... This was a problem with Rashid. I know him being able to consistently anti-air was a huge problem with Rashid. Aside from that, he got the slight nerf on Light Punch, same as, like, Ken and Chun-Li. And this was a bug. Like, he should have never had this one up here, so, yeah. And then this was a bug also. So 2 bug fixes and 2... one kind of nerf and 1 buff. So, I think Rashid's really good in this game, by the way. I think he's really, really good. So, okay, that's Rashido. A.K.I, okay. Here we go. Standard medium punch. The number of active frames for this attack has been adjusted from 3 to 5 frames for stand medium punch. So, it's possible to make her stand medium punch plus now, I guess, because it's got more active frames. So, you can hit it meteor. Crouching light punch. The attack hitbox has been expanded forward. So, two fair little buffs. Overdrive Snake Step. Fix an issue where the normal version of Snake Step would be performed instead of the overdrive version when inputting back an auto and special button while A.K.I.'s Nightshade Pulse was on the screen. Okay, so there was a weird... This sounds like a modern thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, because this is nice because they extended the hitbox on her crouch jab, so I guess she can do stuff like punish step kick now. Oh, I wish Jury had this, man. I really wish Jury had this. I'm so jealous. Ken can abuse that on Jury, by the way. Oh, okay, so this is how to use the medium punch. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Okay. All right, she's looking kind of scary. Damn, nice. Okay. So there's lots of different frame kills and stuff you can use for her there. But that's really cool. Shout out to Betty Dots for that one. Nice. Okay. Because being able to check stuff like Ken's step kick is a massive issue, bro. I would make step kick like -5, honestly. Rather than just -4. Or let the pushback be less. Kind of like Dee Jay's sway. But there you go. That is all the changes for SF6 in this patch with Ed. I think that overall, it's a nice little way to tide us over until the bigger patch comes or Akuma drops. And it'll be interesting to see if they bring a new little minor change patch with Akuma, or if we're just going to get him and then, you know, I don't know if we're going to get the big update when Akuma drops or afterwards. But regardless, I hope that they make the bigger balance patch a bit more interesting, you know.